Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, February 5th, 2018. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. This country's Governor General, Sir Frederick Ballantyne, has deemed the plans outlined in the 2018 budget as ambitious, multifaceted, well-articulate and citizen-centered. Delivering the throne speech at the ceremonial opening of the third sitting of the 10th Parliament earlier this evening, Sir Frederick commended the ruling ULP administration for remaining focused on the interests of the people amidst the ongoing challenges, which he said have no easy answer or quick fixes. Outlining a number of the planned projects and policies for the 2018 fiscal year, the Governor General expressed his hope for all plans within the budget to be achieved. And Finance Minister Camilo Gonzalez has said the 2018 budget builds upon the plans and policies which were outlined in the 10-point focus plan of the 2017 budget. Delivering his first budget address since being appointed Finance Minister, Gonzalez thanked his predecessor, Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonzalez. The newly appointed Finance Minister highlighted a number of developmental projects which has enhanced the country over the 17 years that the ULP has been in office. Deeming the economic growth figures as forecast by international agencies such as the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, and the World Economic Outlook to be somewhat conservative, Minister Gonzalez said this gives tremendous cause for optimism. Seemingly unfazed by the protesters outside the Parliament building, Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonzalez and his wife Eloise Gonzalez were unimpressed by the crowd. As he walked into the Parliament building, Prime Minister Gonzalez told our news team that the protesters have a right to demonstrate, but that they were in the minority. Mrs. Gonzalez, on the other hand, scoffed at the turnout for the protest and remarked that the ruling Unity Labour Party, the ULP, has had meetings with larger numbers.
Prime Minister, any reaction to what's happening here?
They're in the minority, you know. You know that there was something called a vote 2 years ago in a general election. They're the minority.
Any comments, Mrs. Gonzalez?
I'm actually, that is less of a crowd than at any public meeting that we have. It's pathetic, actually.
With a focused mindset, Finance Minister Camilo Gonzalez said that Vincentians can look forward to an optimistic budget and year.
Any comments? Any comments, Minister Gonzalez?
We're looking forward to an excellent budget debate. I think there are a number of reasons for us to be optimistic about the coming year in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you.
Mrs. Gonzalez, any comments? Thank you very much.
And those on the protest line today carrying placards chanted their disapproval with operations of the ruling Unity Labour Party government. They were not shy to express the issues that they say are affecting them and made a continuous call for the ULP administration to go. Some even called for Agriculture Minister Subota Caesar to become Prime Minister.
On the wall, say it's time for Ralph to go. We're fed up on Ralph. Poverty! We're fed up! Poverty! Don't put it up! You want fresh election? Call it now! No! No!
Set Vincentian free. You dictator, no dynasty here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
They don't choose Subota to be Prime Minister.
They're supposed to be Prime Minister. Now I'm Camilo.
Right, Nagad! People want to work and money! As to this, them are corrupt in the country.
He was than Pharaoh right now. Ralph was than Pharaoh. Tell them frappy people of them. Let go Egyptian people of them. Let go Vincentian.
Time for about to train the belt and money government. Right? No.
I just came to support my party. I'm NDP all the way. No giving up.
Too much sexual exploitation against women.
Get them out.
Job, work. I said me to school. Come out subject. They haven't been work.
I feel them pressure. Can't take it no more. I need a change. Seriously. Time for them to go.
It's over here now. My house get damaged. In the flood. And up to now I can't get out up to now.
So I want him to go.
Too long now. Sit down. Carry the restaurant right now.
Get rid of that. Get rid of that.
Time for them to go. I'm fed up of them. Time for them to go.
Ralph is a disgrace to this country. He's a disgrace. It's time for him to go. His wife better start to learn to pray for children and them. She better start to learn to pray for them because what they meet he would not pass the children and I could tell you that.
I'm not happy about the budget in St. Vincent and the Grenadines because right now this country is in a mess. Me tell you, in a mess because this country needs to make a change.
A proper feasibility study along with the use of greenhouse technology were among the recommendations made during a panel discussion on Magic 103.7 Sunday Brunch program, examining the proposed establishment of a medical marijuana industry in SVG. Former Chief Pharmacist Tyrone Jack said education and control are necessary to ensure the safety of the public, as well as a proper feasibility study to ensure that the nation gets the best benefits from such an industry.
In the manufacturing process involving pharmaceuticals require the highest quality of good manufacturing practice. So that will have to be put in place in terms of the human resource training that will have to be put in place. If you're going to market products, you're going to have to be very particular in how you label these products. So again, the lab will be important.
Studies would have to be done.
The lab will be important in terms of saying how much micrograms of X is in it. And that's why I'm saying the first step is to do a proper feasibility study, dealing with all the aspects of the product, the material, the market, what you're going to produce, which market you're going to penetrate, and all these aspects need to be done up front. So I'm not too sure what parameters the legal drafter that we have already had is already given.
Another panelist on the program, Director of Special Projects and Advisor to the Government, Dr. Gerald Thompson, said a drug laboratory is necessary to ensure a quality product, noting that the current tissue culture lab at Orange Hill can be upgraded to boost its capacity to handle such an industry.
We are getting a number of the ideas and so forth, so we could effectively draft the legislation. And from there, this draft legislation will go through its now second round of consultation. We'll be back here, I have no doubt. You be now go line clause 34, I don't agree. Okay, Murray would say this clause 84 needs to be strengthened and so forth. Hamilton and other people so forth call it and say they don't like anything at all in the legislation. Whatever. The point about it is that we will go through this particular process. The lab is a critical component of it. And every single investor has pointed this out. As a matter of fact, one of the great things is that we already have an excellent tissue culture lab. You understand? Here, that with some upgrades and so forth, will be able to help and assist with certain aspects of propagation and so forth for a particular type of strains. Clearly, it isn't sufficient at this stage. You know what I mean? But we have something to build on.
Highlighting the possible technologies which can be used for medical marijuana, Dr. Thompson spoke of greenhouse technology, which he said is worth exploring for such an industry.
I want to make a comparison between greenhouses using sunlight and warehouses, concrete warehouses with huge extraction fans and artificial lighting that's using up electricity at high cost. That is it.
No, but
even
if we have to use, as you're proposing, that system with that design, there will still have to be some cooling taking place within.
No, at the point I'm making to you, is that the cost of greenhouse production versus warehouse production is very different. You know what I mean? It still comes at a cost.
No, but our climatic conditions, it is going to be a high cost.
Yes, it's still at a high cost.
It is going to be a high cost.
But it is at a lower cost than building a warehouse and putting in air conditioning and extractor fans and so forth. I'm making that comparison because that.
Director of Trade Okolo John Patrick has reported success with the ban placed on the importation of Styrofoam food service products or containers initiated on May 1st, 2017. John Patrick said thus far there have been no recorded complaints of non-compliance by consumers and other stakeholders.
That border control is very good in terms of the importation. The ban on the importation took place on the 1st of May 2017, and the use and storage of the styrofoam took into effect on the 31st of January 2018. We actually held a stakeholders meeting, and what we were told at that meeting from one business owner or operator is that on one occasion they attempted to sell a customer a beverage in a styrofoam, and the consumer actually refused. So what we have found is that consumers are more aware, and they're actually demanding the biodegradable containers for food and beverages.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Commerce and Trade is reminding the Vincentian public that any person, business or organization that fails to comply with the ban on styrofoam is guilty of an offense and liable on summary to a fine of $5,000 or imprisonment for 12 months or both. The government of SVG continues to allow and encourage people-to-people relationships as well as investment opportunities with Taiwan. That's according to Minister of Foreign Affairs Sir Louis Straker as he spoke at a recent signing ceremony between SVG and Taiwan on bilateral agreements. Sir Louis said private sector investment is being encouraged between SVG and Taiwan, which will bring benefits in the tourism and agriculture sectors.
In the areas of education, health, and agriculture, just to name a few. Physical infrastructure cooperation is the third pillar, while the fourth pillar is the relation to private sector investment in SVG. For instance, a good Chinese restaurant from the Republic of China and Taiwan will serve to complement our growing tourism industry. Additionally, there are opportunities for manufacturing, agro-processing, information communication technology, as well as hotel construction in SVG. We are prepared to enter into partnership with investors from the Republic of China and Taiwan who are interested in hotel construction.
Once reaffirming SVG's commitment to Taiwan's independence, Sir Louis thanked Taiwan's Ambassador Borshan for his service to SVG.
So he has but a very short time, but he has been here long enough to enjoy our callaloo soup and our codfish and breadfruit and tree. I'm going to miss him very much. I think we are going to miss him very much. He has done a lot in terms of strengthening the relationship between our country and Taiwan. I suspect that I would have another opportunity, but just in case I don't have, I want to thank Ambassador Gurr and his wife for their service here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and trust that they would always have a place in their hearts for this country, the love and affection which they have brought and which they have received from us, and that they would always remember us so that when we travel to Taiwan, we would meet him there and just renew old acquaintance. God bless them and thank them for what they have done for us here.
The executive of the SVG Teachers Union, the SVG-TU, has expressed profound sadness over two recent separate cases of violent acts against a teacher and a female student. According to reports, Nadine Delpesh, a teacher at the St. Vincent Grammar School, was at home on Saturday around 1 p.m. with her son when she was attacked by a man who entered her house and shot her in the chest. The police say Delpesh was rushed to the Stubbs Polyclinic for medical attention and was transferred to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, where she underwent emergency surgery. She's currently at the intensive care unit recuperating from her injuries and is said to be in a stable condition. Noting that the SVG-TU strongly condemns all forms of violence against teachers and students, President of the SVG-TU, Oswald Robinson, said the teaching fraternity is in shock over the violent act perpetrated against Delpesh.
Pretty shocked on this incident against teachers in this country, and we use this opportunity to express our empathy to the relatives and family of Ms. Nadine Delpesh, who is a teacher at the grammar school. We also want to empathize with the staff, the principal, and the students and parents of that school. The implication here is that a teacher has been hospitalized in this way, has implication for the students whom she has to teach. I know that the students would be affected directly. We are calling on the general public to refrain from using acts of violence against teachers.
In the case of a female student who was reportedly raped during school hours, Robinson called for the management of all schools to pay greater attention to the supervision of students.
Sometimes there are students who would stay back after school for one reason or the other. So we are asking the management of the schools, security, to ensure that all students leave the school compound unless there are organized activities for these students to have to stay back from school. It is very sad, and we want to say that we empathize with the parents and the guardians of that student in which such terrible act would have taken place. We know that it is going to have an impact on her psyche. It's going to impact on her friends, her community, and we are asking our students to be more respectful of their colleagues and not to be involved in these sort of activities, because it doesn't go well for the student population in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
A member of the women's arm of the opposition New Democratic Party, Maya Eustace, has expressed concern with the level of abuse committed against women. In a tag team presentation with opposition senator and lawyer Zita Banwell at an NDP meeting at Heritage Square last week, Eustace said it is worrying that many in the society are becoming comfortable with these abuses. The lawyer told the gathering that international agencies, including the United Nations, are closely monitoring how women are being treated in SVG.
Treated as if it is every day and okay. Why do we describe St. Vincent as a rape culture? We're not doing it to be alarmist. We're doing it because St. Vincent and the Grenadines, among other things, has the distinction of being the only country I have ever heard of to host a rape rally. Why do we call St. Vincent and the Grenadines a rape culture? Because in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the United Nations has been watching us very closely. We disclosed data to you in 2015 that indicated that over a 10-year period ending in 2011, St. Vincent and the Grenadines was topping the charts of over 110 countries in relation to rape and sexual offenses against women and children.
Over 18 members of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the RSVFPF, will benefit from 2 3-day training workshops in juvenile justice reform. The training, which is part of the second phase of the Juvenile Justice Reform Project, will be facilitated by Her Worship Gloria Spectre Augustus, a magistrate from Dominica on assignment with the OECS Commission, and assisted by clinical psychologist in the Ministry of Health and the Environment, Dr. Joselle Miller. According to the Public Relations Department, the training will be done in 3 phases. Phase 1 will commence tomorrow, Tuesday, February 6, 2018, and will cater for gazetted officers corps. Phase 2 will run from February 7 to 9th, 2018, and will cater for 40 officers from the rank and file. And the third will run from February 13 to 15 for the final batch of 40 officers. The training sessions will take place at the Old Montrose Police Training School, commencing at 8:15 a.m. daily. geared towards sensitizing law enforcement officers on diversion rehabilitation and reintegration of youths into the wider society. Entrepreneurship is important not just for the betterment of the local economy, but for the building of a more wholesome society. That's the view of the Ministry of Education, as it fully endorsed the rolling out of a Youth Entrepreneurship and Innovation Club, which was officially launched last month at the SVG Community College. Speaking on behalf of the Ministry, Education Officer Marlon Nanton applauded the initiators of the program, the SVG Community College and the Center for Enterprise Development Incorporated, and commended the participants for seeing it fit to be a part of the timely initiative.
Region, as you may know, is primarily one of consumers rather than creators or even inventors, one in which innovation and that entrepreneurial spirit are yet to be collectively unleashed. Therefore, the importance of this club that we are launching today should not be underestimated. We are concerned in the Ministry of Education with holistic development, with the holistic development of our students. Therefore, we endorse initiatives like these that foster entrepreneurial problem-solving skills and attitudes. As a ministry, we would like to see the creation and development of more technologies, more products, services, and solutions that can benefit our society.
Nanton further highlighted the ministry's aim to promote and guide a spirit of entrepreneurship among students.
How do we ensure our society maintains the amount of creativity and innovation necessary to thrive? Many persons would perhaps say through the curriculum. This is ironic because many education models around the world continue to reward not creativity and innovation, but academic accomplishments based on standardized tests. We have been in discussion on the conception of an entrepreneurship curriculum, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and there are several school competitions and activities that continue to encourage creativity among our students across a range of socio-economic backgrounds. Next week, for example, the ministry will host the VINLEC National Science and Technology Fair, an event that showcases the next generation of creative thinkers and helps to boost their confidence that they can impact the world by taking risks and thinking outside of the box.